They were never meant to be in your life forever. They were contracts that were karmic, in that you were meant to learn something from them and they were meant to learn something from you, and then you were meant to go your separate ways. It being karmic is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a beautiful thing, but it becomes bad when one side refuses to let go of the connection. Then it becomes toxic. Then it becomes unhealthy for both sides, which is just yet again validated here with this the Queen of Pentacles, being that you have a lot of insight. You're very artistic. You may have abilities. You may be clairvoyant. You may be psychic. You may have some extrasensory perceptions. You don't need somebody in order to be happy. You don't need someone in order to feel fulfilled. You are fine being with yourself. You are perfectly fine and happy being yourself. So if this is a group dynamic where, you know, they feel somehow that they can influence you to stay manipulated or controlled or with them, like they're karmic to the toxic side of things, you don't need them. And in fact, especially once it's highlighted that they're karmic, that they are planting seeds that keep you isolated and keep you within their sphere, and it may be very subtle, but it's there, then it's not actually fair to either of you for you to allow it once you become aware of that, because you were never meant to stay there forever. If they have to manipulate you, then they're not for you. If they have to manipulate you and play mind games, they're actually looking out for themselves, and they're not actually looking out for you. Someone who actually loves you is willing to say their truth, and if you decide to walk out of their life, then you decide to walk out of their life. But they're not sitting there still trying to pull threads and leave little messages or pressure you or anything like that. They're legitimately not in your face. So if it's from that perspective of it being some kind of a social dynamic around you or around someone you know that this is resonating for you for, they're starting to see that it's not actually a healthy thing to keep allowing this connection to continue. It's unfair to them, and it's unfair to the individual as well. So it's unfair to you, and it's unfair to those that you allow to continue to do this with you, to manipulate you, because you're meant for new energies to come in. If the manipulation is still there, you've learned what you needed to learn, it's time to bring that contract, that, hey, you know, we've exchanged wisdom, we've done that, it's time to move into something not toxic that's good for us both. That kind of a thing. Oh, okay. So we have the King of Pentacles. Ooh. A person with rich feelings and a strong personality. Ooh. Ooh. This is someone who knows what they want. And they have a depth. They have a richness of cups to them, of emotion. Okay. And they're going to come through with an offer, because they've realized this, and they're understanding this, that you're not meant to have everyone you've ever encountered in your life forever. Queen of Wands. People in sub-health. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so that's, okay, if you read this a little bit, my eye is being drawn to this about how there's many lines on the love line. Oh boy. So this person, like if I read it traditionally, it's pretty much saying, hey, you know, they're going to be making an offer towards you, or you will be making an offer towards an individual that is your Queen of Wands. Very confident, desirable. It will move you in that direction, which means this will flip upright. This hangman will come down from his tree, and this Two of Pentacles will be upright because the Page of Wands broke the ice. However, like it being the many love lines, like this individual may have a lot of people that have, it's not necessarily saying that they've been in relationships, like romantic, but they may have had a lot of people who wanted to, or a lot of people who have tried to manifest them. And there have been a lot of timelines where they have had to deal with these energies being somewhatly intrusive enough to the point that it may have shown up in this way in this reading. They may not have those lines on their palm necessarily, but if that's what's going on, it doesn't necessarily mean they've had a lot of partners. It could just be that a lot of souls have desired to be with them. Okay. To have that abundant energy. Saw them as desirable. Two of Swords. So this is a tough decision. It's a tough decision, not because it's like rock hard place. It's, I have commitments, I have obligations, I have responsibilities, I have love on one side, yes, but it's not the Queen of Wands love. It's more of a, I'm hearing kids, it could be a kids thing, and all that wraps into that. And you know, a good parent will put their children first, period. They won't move towards something that they see as selfish that could kind of upset the balance for a bit. That is one line of thought. However, I want a little more on this before I continue. The Six of Wands. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of a validation of what was coming through. And you'll understand once I speak to it. So on one sword, you have, the family obligation. You have the love of the children that, you're nurturing, and, maybe you're in separation, maybe you're divorced, maybe you were never married. However it may be, you are a parent that is willing to put your child's happiness before your own. The other sword, which is why I wanted, to get this validation, is this is something that is possibly something that you really wanted at one point, and you made the decision that you thought was right at the time, which was to not rock the boat. And for whatever that may be, this may be something that's coming back around, because the Six of Wands is something that individuals thought long over, done, dead, coming back. And I'm going to go with how I saw it first, which is why I put it back in the upright. There's a very seriousness to this, which is why there's like this calming, this very soothing vibe to it. Okay, so the other sword. It leads to calmer waters. It leads to, yes, temporary change. Nobody does well with change. However, we cannot move through life and not experience change. Change is the one constant in life. The question is not whether or not you should or should not create change. The question is, what is on the other side of this change? The question is whether or not watching you as the parent find love, learn about yourself, love yourself deeper and more, and having that be something that your children get to observe and learn from firsthand, not in a movie, not in a book, not in some TV sitcom, or to see even their peers experience what it is to have, you know, a healthy relationship between two adults in their life, being their parent and their parent's new partner. But to have that modeled for them in their own experience, their own life, that is in and of itself a huge gift. To provide them that opportunity to learn that lesson, to understand so much more about themselves as a result. So, just because I sense there's a bit of an, you know, like a bit of an itch in some of the collective's mind about this, the Six of Wands being inverted, because you very well may be at that precipice of, you know, do I give to this or do I not give to this? Because I know it will rock the boat, and while change is not necessarily going to be great for a bit, is it going to be worth it? Will it end up being a good experience for, you know, myself and, you know, definitely the kids involved? We have the Nine of Wands. So there's a lot of anxiety about this. And we have the Ten of Cups and the Three of Wands. Okay. 9 to 9. Okay, so you're having a lot of turmoil, possibly, or this energy does, this individual does. But, you know, I'm really feeling that this is for the collective tuning in. You're having a lot of anxiety around this. A lot of anxiety. It's disrupting your ability to sleep. You may be having very vivid dreams that are very symbolic and active and possibly adding to your stress and your anxiety about it, because you sense intuitively, you know that the sword or the option, the path that you could choose that will create some change and some upheaval for a bit is actually going to be a love that is in harmony, that is solid, that is fruitful, that is going to provide that love. And you know that that's very possible there. Now, that's not going to say that there's not going to be changes that occur within the adults around you that are used to the current dynamic. Thus, the Three of Wands, because you know which one you want. That means that you're not giving to two other wands. You're not giving your will to two other paths. So you already know it's like stay as is or choose this Ten of Cups. You already know that. But if you don't choose this Ten of Cups, you have two options around you that don't really inspire you the same. You know they don't lead to this Ten of Cups, but they're closer. Or they're more convenient, or they're there. But I'm going to tell you, those two, they belong to a group that it's in their best interest to not encourage you to go towards what will actually make you really happy and model what that is for the children, what that looks like, moves like, walks like, talks like. So they will recognize it themselves as they go into life. They will be looking for that because they'll know what's real. Because this individual would not be causing this level of internal conflict if they didn't behave in a way that was contradictory to everything you know. In other words, you have encountered other loves that were manipulative, and they may still be in your life where they're still planting seeds to keep you from reaching towards your Ten of Cups, where they're still like kind of subtly knocking your confidence, subtly letting you know that you could never be happy with anybody else, or, you know, like something like that. Like, you don't have to say that to somebody when you have a history. You don't have to say it outright like that for one word to communicate it, for one shrug or a tone. When you know someone really well, especially to the point of maybe this could be like a toxic ex that is the parent, the other parent of the children, you don't have to say everything for the message to be sent. So let alone received. So when you choose this, you do know that there's going to be at least 2 other interested parties that may be a little upset that they're not chosen, and they may still do those very subtle-handed manipulations to try to drive a wedge between you and your 10 of Cups. But there's a reason why this person keeps bringing you back to this, why you know that they can be your 10 of Cups, because this individual, they have, like, say there's somebody who, because they care about you, they told you a hard truth. They told you something about yourself that maybe you asked for it. Maybe you asked for it. You're like, all right, well, what do you think? And maybe they've straight up been like, look, don't ask me for my opinion unless you're actually ready to receive the answer, because you may not like what you hear. So you ask them, and they tell you what they think. But they don't tell it to you in a, I'm putting you down and you're bad and you're wrong and you're imperfect and you'll never be perfect. You can never get, like, it's not about bashing you at all. It's about surgically highlighting what they have observed and sharing that logic with you, and then letting you do what you want with it. Maybe you don't talk to them for a couple of weeks because you're just like a little miffy about it. And because it triggers you, and why wouldn't it, right? But you sit with it, and you sit with it, and you think about it, and you follow the logic, and you follow the logic, and you're like, holy crap, they're right. Holy crap, right? So this person has done that for you, whether recently or in the past. It could be the reason why we're kind of in this moon, like shadow work kind of a thing, and why, this is going to save the day. It could be why we're in this state to begin with. Because these other energies, they don't care enough to tell you these things. They don't care enough to risk losing you by giving you the truth you ask for. Because this individual has so much respect and love and admiration and honors you enough to give you the truth, even if it hurts. But they're not putting you down. They're not bashing you. They love themselves enough to let you know while they're doing this, through the word choice, through the body language, the tone, all of it, that you matter to them. That how you feel, what you think, your happiness, even if it means that you're not happy with them. If your life is better because of what they're sharing, if you're happier because of the truth you've asked for that they've provided, I mean, yeah, they'll miss you. Yeah, they'll be sad. Yeah, they'll be heartbroken, but your life is better for it. Your life is better for knowing this truth. You're happier as a result. It's like once you hear truth, you can't unhear it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. And they're aware of the power of that, which is why there's a protective aspect of who they let in and who they don't. And this leads to the 9 of Pentacles, which means all that needs to be there then is an offer to be made to make 10. That ovation. I know that this is a Page of Wands, but I'm going to tell you, right over that heart is a sunflower. Right over that heart is a pentacle. This is, I want to be able to give this to you, but I'm very nervous and I'm very scared. So I'm taking that first step to be able to manifest being able to give this to you. I'm willing that possibility into existence on some timeline, hopefully my own. So, we're going to clear this here. What happens if you choose the path, the sword that, doesn't rock the boat, leaves all of these individuals that are around you as is, nothing has to change, nothing has to alter, everything stays as it is, and you do not move towards what you know is your 10 of Cups, the individual that would force things to adjust to their presence. but would model and teach and heal not only you and them, but the children that you are so protective of. In this particular scenario, it feels like there's kids involved. If you don't have kids, kids are a great metaphor for other aspects in your life that you're protective of, that you're nurturing, that you feel responsible towards. So what happens if they give the Two of Swords? Okay, so this is telling me you already know what you want. You already know what you want. You're in a Two of Swords, not about which path you're choosing, but about when to act. Oh boy. Okay, so it's not Two of Swords about which path. And just to clarify, is my collective going to choose, is the collective, because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to choose the path of the Ten of Cups, because I mean, it's rare to have somebody that makes you that happy, that you know can make you that happy, and be able to walk away from it and not regret it for the rest of your life. I don't know about you, but that is a heavy thing I do not want to have on my conscience. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going that way. So what we're going to do here is, if it's a red card, then it's going to be for moving forward with what will change and bring about a lot of healing and modeling and knowledge and awareness of what a healthy relationship looks like, acts like, walks like, talks like. And that includes learning and growing and healing and changing. So if it's red, it's not, but it's Ten of Pentacles. So you don't. What? I'm so confused, Divine. What the hoojay? Okay. Okay. All right, we'll read for both sides. So if you choose the side, some of you, you're not going to do that. Okay, so if you choose the side to not rock the boat, to not create any change, you end up with the Two of Cups. Palm lines represent career failure and setbacks. It's interesting that it's Two of Cups. It's like, due to the relationship you do choose, the Two of Cups, the cups that you do give to, there's like financial issues. And it's a Nine of Cups. It's not a Ten of Cups. Prosperous. You mean like many children? I just saw 3 pop out at me. So you'll have like a lot of children. You'll have 3 children, but you'll have financial setbacks. And 3 of Pentacles. You may be dealing with... The typical interpretation of the 3 of Pentacles is that there's like a divine co-creating aspect. There's like a spirit guide, some kind of very present force from the divine coming in. 8 of Wands. Yeah. Interesting. All right. So let's get for choosing the other side here. If you give to the Ten of Cups instead of leaving things as are, we have I'll have help from a noble person. So this tells me divine intervention, possibly a friend, someone that you trust, a family member. Someone will just be really honest with you, kind of help you out with this. 5 of Wands. Delicate feelings and rich in creativity. So because you will become very aware of the subtleties of the emotions going on within yourself and knowing yourself, you will be more creative, more abundant. And or they are this kind of a person, which will bring this out and this awareness within you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Yet again, it's creative energy, visionary almost. I'm hearing the sky's the limit. Which the saying literally means there is no limit. Okay, Three of Cups. So this is suitable for leadership. So you'll be modeling from a place of love. You will be leading through example. Oh, I was only supposed to do 4. Okay. Socially abundant. Making that offer. I'm going to do this last card for over here on this side. And this is the 4 of Swords. And it came out in the inverted, which is interesting. They should all be upright. But the initial take on it was that this would not be a healing experience. This would be a, you know, like it would be okay. It would be emotional and it would be romantic, but you would not be financially abundant, even though you may be stable. And this is for the side that chooses not to create change. This is for the side that does choose to create change. So this is for the side that chooses the cup that they want, that they're manifesting, that they're open to a 10 of Pentacles relationship. Because really, guys, you choose. You have free will and you choose. So this is, you're going to have guidance. You're going to have help. It may not be from these individuals, but there are going to be people around you that genuinely do want you to be happy, that are selfless in this, and you will know who they are going into this. And these two, they're speaking to, you know, knowing yourself deeper, the subtleties and emotions and how delicate they may be, but they are respected. They are nurtured. They are validated. This one does kind of ring true of actually healing. There's a lot of creative energy over here. And as a couple, there being a 3rd cup here with the 3 of Cups, it's the divine's present within your love, within your relationship. You are pretty much, what that means is you're both seeking to maintain giving to love instead of giving to toxin. To make that like a commitment between the two of you to seek that love, that actual love, not that falsity, not that you give me this, I give you that. No, like actual love. Which makes you as a couple good models to lead, to set examples. This is not just going to be impacting, if this is resonating as more of like children for you, this isn't just going to impact your children. It's going to impact everyone around you that will be learning from how the two of you move. And thus, you know, the social aspects to it. Okay, I do want to get some oracles here. I do want to get some more, like an oracle or two here. Okay, I'm going to get one of each for each side. So this is going to be a bit of a question that you have when you see this card, or these cards of, these are going to be the overall challenge and the overall strongest note of benefit. So they're going to be what you're going to be learning and what the challenge is going to be within the relationship dynamic for either side. And that's not just, you know, on you, that's on those around you as well. What will they be learning? What would their challenge be? Oh, okay, you don't want to shuffle. That's cute. Fine. Don't shuffle. I'll shuffle this way. It's a bit of a reluctance. Anxiety. Anxiety. Sensing an anxiety. Woo! 3 wanted to come out there. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just realized those are upside down. That's cute. I want to make sure those are, yeah, okay. So, we're going to start here. Okay, well, technically, she's completely covered, but I'm going to just make sure we're good here. Really? Okay, so she is pretty much exposed. Technically, all like the pertinent bits are covered, but I'm just going to make sure that it's not a deal. So this is number 17, which breaks to an 8. So it can be a reciprocated kind of a thing. It's misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. So you will always wonder, what if you chose this side? And because of that, you're not going to be giving all of yourself over here, because part of you will still be on this timeline. And that's not fair to you or them. That's why it's misalignment. Okay, and then we have Avenor. So make peace with your past. Now this could be like the broken relationships, if you will, the ones that did not work, and why. It could be healing them. It could also be making peace with this, but this will always be present. So can you really make peace if you're not able to let go? If you're not able to not wonder what if you're not able to be at the end of your life on your deathbed going, I wonder what if. All right, so I want to read a bit into this, and actually I'm just going to kind of bring this up to the camera for you guys. Hopefully you kind of get a good view of that. I sense there's something in this guidebook that you need, that some individuals will find a deep synchronicity within this. Ooh. Speaks to the tree of life. It's yours to climb. Trust it. Interesting. Yeah, this one, it's okay. It kind of seems a lot like it's kind of like you've been through a lot, and it's encouraging you to reach for your happiness, your fulfillment. Like it's your reward for having survived all of the to reach for what you see as your greatest happiness. You've been through a lot. Why not reach for that, right? And, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. So if that resonates, it resonates. Okay, so for this side, it's distorted perceptions. This will be the challenge. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. So this is where the delicate feeling. So you're going to be, your filters, your biases, your stereotypes that you don't even realize you have. You have no idea. This person is going to challenge that. And it makes sense if most of your experience is being around individuals that love through basically hobbling you, keeping you trapped, keeping you manipulated into being where they can influence you. Breaking free of that and choosing something new, this individual and you will be doing this for them too. You will be breaking down all of these possible cultural assumptions about things such as, you know, what it is to parent, what it is to be a woman or a man, what it is to be a good friend, a good brother, a good aunt or uncle or mother. Like, you will be redefining your realities together because you'll be challenging all of these stereotypes together, which is part of why so many will benefit from observing and learning as you move together in this process. Because a lot of individuals, I'm going to refer back to this being love is your focus. Love is the focus, not falsity, not falling into shadow stuff and focusing on the negative. You guys are focusing on the positive. And that's part of why the Ten of Cups is possible on this side. But a lot of individuals, They will begin this process and it overwhelms them and it scares them. So this is the path of the spiritual warrior. And you are working with another spiritual warrior, someone who breaks stereotypes, who discards what others expect of them, and they do what they think is right. This is someone who doesn't let others define them, and they will bring that out within you as well. So you will be able to be fully loved for who you actually are, not who you're expected to be. Beautiful. But, you know, I will say, like, it's a brave path. However, this is somebody who's going to understand what's going on when it gets to be a bit intense. They will love you anyway, and you will love them when they're on that side of it. That process is an incredibly potent process to model for your children, because nobody's perfect, and we all have parts of us that are not healed. All of us. It's this individual has done the healing that they can on their own, and they're ready. They're ready to be challenged in a new way, but are you? Are you ready to receive your 9 of Cups? As it came out earlier at the beginning of the reading. Okay, and then we have Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Oh, this is so beautiful. Clearly, the thing here with this is this person, they're not going to be, you know, you're going to be so present in your now because of this. You're going to be fully living your life now, and that's where you're going to want to be, because they will demand that you take care of yourself too. That it's not you giving to them and you giving to everybody else and you never having enough. They will be like, hun, you need to sit down. You need to put your feet up. You need to not think about shit for a little bit, okay? What do you want? What do you want? I will get it. What drink do you want? What snack do you want? What game do you want to put in? What movie? How long do you want to be alone? Like, whatever. I will take care of it. Everything else, don't worry about it. Like, feed you. You're not going to be alone in this in any way, shape, or form. This is a partnership right here. This is a partnership. And this one, you're going to have to kind of, like, I really feel like this is like a side that, for whatever reason, and you all, like, you have your rights, you have your reasons, you have very personal, like, this is not a personal reading. This is a general reading. So this side, like, this may be what you feel is the best decision, but you will be having to carry the weight of knowing that this is not something that you gave to. This side, you will have to be going into it knowing that you're going to be loved for who you are, which means you're going to be discovering who you are, which can be intimidating and scary, but you're not going to be alone in it. You're not going to be alone in that. They're going to be like, hey, you need to take care of you for a bit. I got this. Okay. So that's either side, and whichever side, like, is really, really the best for you. I mean, I'm definitely feeling a lot of love here, but this side, like, there is love here. There is love here. There is the possibility of having, you know, like, you're going to have an abundance, but of a different kind here. Of a different level, you're going to have a different experience of abundance. This one is really, like, I feel like you're going to soar. And for whatever reason on this side, like, maybe this person for you, maybe they've already chose someone. Maybe they've passed away. I don't know when you're encountering this. This could be like, I had this. I've had the love of my life. This could be almost a reading for you of this individual is saying, I love you so much. And we had this beautiful experience. And I'm not here in the physical for you anymore. And I want you to be happy. I don't want you to be alone. And I want you to know that, you know, it may not be me, but this is someone that's good for you. Like, that could be a way. Like, that is definitely something that is here. Definitely something that's here. There's so much love in this reading. And it's not like love of another person. It's love of yourself. It's love of those that look to you. It's love of life, of experiencing, of forgiving and loving yourself as you move through the different stages. And it all begins with you showing up. Because I get, like, this really began with like a what do I do? What do I do? Like, you're in a solid 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold, haven't talked, things are odd, and now it's awkward to break the ice kind of a vibe. It all begins with you showing up in a lighthearted, bubbly kind of way that's not like saying, hey, you know, like, I'm being a dork. How you doing? You know, like, do like a Joey from Friends, you know, something like that, where you break the ice. You're a little silly, a little playful. It all begins with this. All of it. It begins with this. And, you know, these kinds of things, you savor them. You let them unfold. They take their time in their own time. They do. But, you know, it all begins with being able to be a bit silly and dorky and not so, oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do just like a couple Moonology cards here. Oh, yeah. I always like to do that rhythm to it. Boop, boop, boop. Woo. Okay. Well, we had all of these. So they just kind of flopped out. So we have cool your emotions. So they may be running high, and that's okay. You can just kind of be like, okay, show up and go, how you doing? It just make them giggle, okay? Or make them be like, you're a dork. Be like, I know. Know that you are loved. You're loved by the people around you. You're loved by your children. You're loved by, you know, whether this person is still here or they're past and this is coming in. There is love on both sides. And even though these individuals, like, they want to possibly, you know, it could be unconscious. It may not be intentional. They may want to keep you nearby because they love your energy. They love your presence, but they're not willing to let go and let you move into, or them move into, what's actually meant. There's love everywhere within this from many different angles. Be humble. Yeah, that brings this down to, you know, the like, it's a little misaligned. There's a little like from the past, but this is also really challenging to own your uniqueness and all of those facets and discover yourself. It can be a bit hard to get past that. And when you're overwhelmed and they're like, hey, you know, this is you, take care of you, be like, I'm not going to be like grouchy or grumbly or offended right now. I'm going to let this be a thing. To let yourself be taken care of can be a very vulnerable thing, especially if you're used to taking care of everybody else. Know your worth. You're worthy of a partner that is going to take care of you. You're worthy of, if this individual is not present anymore and they're like, hey, it's okay. It's okay to move on. I don't want you to be alone. You're worth that. And love it. Embrace it. Enjoy being in the now. Be how you doing. And I'm like even cracking myself up here. Like I'm smiling. Like there's just, no matter which way you go with this and how you view this, this is a new beginning. This is happiness. It's just depending on your situation and your dynamic, know your worth. Reach for what you feel will make you the happiest and bring the most happiness into your life. You're worth that. You're worth that. Know you're loved. And that will be the reading for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.